Rafael Nadal's uncle Toni just pointed the finger, but not at the man everyone expected. After Spain's heartbreaking loss to Italy in the 2025 Davis Cup final, the world immediately turned toward Carlos Alcaraz. But Toni Nadal shut that narrative down instantly, saying the problem wasn't Alcaraz at all, it was someone else entirely. And this revelation has lit up the tennis world. Welcome back to Net Rush Report. Let's get straight into it. Spain entered the 2025 Davis Cup with high hopes. Even without Rafael Nadal on court, the nation was looking to Carlos Alcaraz to anchor the team and lead them to a title run. But right after finishing as runner-up at the ATP Finals, Alcaraz withdrew from the team, citing a right hamstring edema, a true and significant injury. A legitimate reason to step away. But the loss of the world number one was only part of the storm, because throughout the build-up, fans were asking, why wasn't Spain's second highest-ranked player, Alejandro Davidovich Fokina, selected? And this is where the real controversy begins. Captain David Ferrer revealed months earlier that Davidovich Fokina had refused to play in Spain's qualifying ties against Switzerland and Denmark due to physical and mental burnout. Ferrer admitted he understood the burnout, but he also feared a repeat situation. He needed reliability, certainty, and a roster he could trust throughout the long Davis Cup run. According to Ferrer, he spoke directly with Davidovich Fokina, awkwardly offering him the possibility of joining as a fifth player. Depending on availability and results at the end of the season, Davidovich didn't just decline, he rejected the idea entirely. He didn't want to be a last-minute option. He wanted to be a guaranteed starter. Nothing less than SO. When Ferrer announced the team for the finals, Davidovich Fokina wasn't on it. Spain moved forward without him, and they made an extraordinary run anyway, reaching the final without their top two singles players. But after Spain's loss to Italy, the conversation exploded. Davidovich publicly stated that he deserved to be among the four best players, representing Spain. In his view, his ranking, his dedication, and his results earned him a rightful spot. He even made comments to Marca questioning the decision-making behind the selection process. That's when Ferrer broke his silence, explaining that his decision wasn't personal, it was practical. He emphasized that he could pick Davidovich in 2026, that there's no lasting conflict, and that he values what he brings to Spanish tennis. But that wasn't the headline, because then Toni Nadal stepped in. Toni, who coached Rafael Nadal to 16 Grand Slams, spoke bluntly. He didn't just critique Davidovich Fokina's stance, he held him responsible. In Toni's eyes, Davidovich's unwillingness to be flexible compromised the team's potential. His absence, Toni said, hurt Spain's chances far more than Alcaraz's injury. And Toni's point was sharp. Carlos Alcaraz didn't choose to walk away. His body forced him out that he had no choice. But Davidovich? Toni believes the team needed him, and he should have been there. Toni praised the players who stepped up in Bologna, admiring how Spain battled their way to the final despite missing two key stars. He expressed pride in the group that fought, insisting that the remaining squad exceeded expectations. But he didn't hold back when discussing Davidovich's decision. Toni, the biggest issue wasn't talent. It wasn't teamwork. It was attitude. Meanwhile, the larger debate across Spain centers on two opposing viewpoints. Davidovich deserved a guaranteed spot. Based on ranking and form, he earned his position. Asking him to wait as a potential fifth man was disrespectful for a top 20 player who had proven himself on tour. Ferrer needed dependability first, talent second. With burnout issues earlier in the year and no assurance of commitment, Ferrer couldn't risk uncertainty on the eve of the Davis Cup finals. Whichever side fans choose, one thing is clear. Spain entered the finals fractured, and the absence of their top two players, Alcaraz and Davidovich, created cracks Italy exploited. But Ferrer's message after the loss was surprisingly positive. He insisted the team lacked nothing, that the players performed with heart and passion. He viewed their run as proof of Spain's depth, not a failure of leadership nor a missing star. And maybe he's right. Spain fought through adversity. Spain reached the final. But the what-ifs are impossible to ignore. What if Carlos Alcaraz had stayed healthy? What if Davidovich Fokina had said yes to being part of the squad in any capacity? What if Ferrer had taken a risk and included him anyway? The Davis Cup is more than a tournament. That its pride, that its identity, it's a battle for your flag. When commitment wavers, even a little, The ripple effects can shape the entire narrative of a nation's campaign. As the dust settles, one bold headline from Toni Nadal remains: "Don't blame Carlos. Blame the opportunity that wasn't taken." And heading into the 2026 season, one thing is certain: eyes will be on Davidovich Fokina. Eyes will be on the Spanish team dynamic, and eyes will absolutely be on Carlos Alcaraz, who now shoulders more national expectation than ever, because Spain wants the Davis Cup back, and the road to redemption starts today. Thanks for watching Net Rush Report. Make sure to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more breaking tennis stories. See you in the next one.